Hey there, welcome to day 1925 with some frozen salmon. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here of What's She Up To Now, documenting the journey as I transitioned originally from brick and mortar corporate businesses to the online world of business over a quarter century in corporate America while simultaneously owning and operating and building and supersizing and growing my own businesses in a variety of different industries. Tried out a lot of different industries, worked for a lot of different companies, some of the coolest companies on the planet, in my humble opinion. And learned a lot along the way, learned a lot about different things that really helped my career to advance and grow faster than some of my peers because of some of the choices and decisions I made. And they were based on my personal core values, what was important to me. And that's our topic for this year's Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today's challenge is about our physical core values. We're focusing on our physical well-being, our physical health for the month of May. It's May. And it's kind of perfect timing because I just found out the heart surgery I didn't think I was going to get till the end of this year or next year has to happen like very soon. They're going to call me this week to schedule that surgery because my box is failing. It fired 4 times this past weekend, which I was taking care of my granddaughters and I still am. And then I got the call yesterday, which was Monday, about, hey, did your box go off? And I'm like, yes, it did. I was just going to look up your number and call you. And she said, well, that's because it's time to replace that unit and that battery. I have an internal cardiac device and it needs to be replaced. So it should have been replaced after 9 years, but I'm already at like the 13-year mark. So I'm pretty excited about that. Obviously, the choices and the things that I've done to take care of myself over the last 13 years have paid off in terms of, an extra 4+ years using that particular device. And I'm hoping that the same is true of the next one. The next one will go in. Maybe that one will last 20 years. I got my fingers crossed. So today we're talking about our physical well-being and our physical core values. And I shared, not looking at my list, but I shared 10. I had 9, but I came up with the 10th one as I was talking. And what's important to me personally with respect to my physical well-being and health. And we have to define that just like we defined and started to visualize what is ideal and perfect physical health for you and for me. It's different for each of us. I have my own vision challenges and heart challenges and arthritis and things like that. And I would like to blame old age, but they have nothing to do with aging. And that's why aging in a way that suits me is one of my core values, and being an example for other people is one of my core values for physical well-being and health. Our idiom to coincide with all of this for Supersize Your Business was alive and kicking. And we've talked about this idiom before, thus the frozen fish and let me find the fish that swish. The fish that swish from my granddaughter's, one of her favorite books, has got a salmon in it. But of course, because I want the salmon, I cannot find the salmon today. The salmon page. She loves this book and she loves the fish. It's a touch and feel book, so it's very fun. So I shared that today because it comes from fishmongering and fishmongers, and mainly not mongers, but fish salespeople that were hawking their wares and trying to do marketing spins on who had the freshest fish, the freshest catch. And so they would say that their fish were alive and kicking, even though probably most of them weren't. They would say that to get people's attention, to get them to buy their products and services. So we talked about how do we make sure that we and our business are alive and kicking? How do we keep our business healthy? How do we know what the health of our business is? And so I talked about audits because I love audits. Most people hate audits. Most people hate going to the doctor. I like going to the doctor because I find out what's working and what's right with me. I don't focus on what's wrong. Same is true of our business. We want to find out where we are in our business. That's why we do audits and surveys and ask people and have conversations and network and find out, what does the market think of us? What do our competitors think of us? What do our customers think of us? What is our customers' experience? And then we audit every year in my business. We audit every area and aspect of the business. That means every department, every function, not just, I grew up in a manufacturing environment. Most of my businesses and most of my career in the early years were in manufacturing. Why? Because I love manufacturing. You get your hands into all the different pies. And we don't just do audits on our processes and procedures for manufacturing. We do every function of the business: purchasing, sales, electrical, quality, sanitation, etc. So That's it. That's what I'm working on today. If I can help you in any way, please ask. I'm hanging out with my granddaughters for another day. So I'm pretty busy, but I'm more than happy to help if you've got a question. You can always Voxer me at thejamagramma@gmail.com. I know, funny name. There's a story behind it. If you want to know, you can ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, see you tomorrow.